Usually, I never speak about techniques and strategies and tips and small things that make big difference. Of course, there. I do believe in them, but I do believe in a comprehensive transformation. I do believe in a complete change that comes from inside. I believe in a being-centered change, which impacts everything about you in your life. But this one question really has helped me create more impact through my trainings, talks, and coaching sessions. And when somebody comes to me asking for, how can we do what you do? How can we emulate you? What is that one thing that we can learn from you? That would really help us double our impact as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, or as an expert. And how do we? They're actually asking me only one question: how can we become a better influencer? How can we influence people at a deeper level? And although I wasn't consciously thinking about it, I somehow felt that asking this one question has always helped me increase my impact without being persuasive or manipulative or strategic. And I wanted to share this with you today. What is that one question that if you ask yourself, because I have always believed that the quality of impact that you are creating through your work depends upon the quality of questions that you ask yourself and the quality of answers that come because of the kind of questions that you are asking yourself. And this happens on an average, on an everyday basis. You do it every day. You wake up, you go to your work, you serve your family, you serve your boss, you serve your colleagues, you serve your team leaders. But there is something that's prompting you from inside to behave in a certain way, to respond in a certain way, to serve in a certain way. Now, what is that prompting you from inside? And I believe that one thing that prompts you from inside always, which impacts you as a person and also impacts others who come in touch with you. And that is the kind of questions that you ask yourself. Now, when you say I'm not happy because of my boss, I'm not happy because of the kind of work that I do, I'm not happy because of the kind of work that I'm being entrusted, I'm not happy with what my colleague is doing, I'm not happy with what my subordinate is doing, or I'm not happy with my team leader, the way he treats me, you're actually responding to the kind of question that you're asking yourself. If you take a little time alone and reflect on this, you will find that the thoughts about how you're being treated, or the thoughts about who deserves my service, who deserves my help, who deserves support from me, is actually coming in a response to what you're asking yourself. And you're probably asking these questions which I just said. You're asking yourself questions related to your personal opinions about your boss, your personal opinions about your colleagues, your personal opinion about the work culture, your personal opinions about what you expect from others, than the question that could transform the entire way you serve your clients, you serve your participants, you serve your customers, and you serve your boss as well, even at work. Now take time and think about what have been the questions that you have been asking yourself, because these questions have created your value subtly. And who you are today, or what you feel your value as a speaker, trainer, or a coach, or an expert, depends upon your value proposition. The question is, have you created your value proposition? And creation of your value proposition depends upon the kind of questions that you ask yourself. And one question that has really helped me double my impact, increase my influence, and create bigger results and lasting results through my transformative sessions, be it speaking, training, or coaching, has been, how can I serve you better? How can I serve you better? Now, which is the most important word in this sentence? There are two important words which I always emphasize. One is to remember that we are not there to impose our expertise. We are there to serve. We are there to serve our participants. We are there to serve our clients. We are there to serve our colleagues. We are there to serve our boss. We are there to serve the culture that exists there. Now, that's a whole different topic to talk about. What is service? But fundamentally, if you remember that the purpose of you being there is not to gain something, but it's all about service. And your value depends upon your perspective on service. The second important word in the sentence is you. In fact, it's more important than service, because who are you focused on? Are you being that self-centric trainer, speaker, or an expert who is more bothered about his own or her own performance than the client sitting over there, the participant waiting to learn something significant which could change their lives, which could change their perspective on life, which could change the way they be in life? It's all about them. And when you remember that you're there to serve, and you're there to serve the client who's waiting to learn something from you, you are thinking beyond ego. You're working, you're delivering beyond the needs of your ego. And that's when you come up with natural strategies. That's when you come up the natural activities. You don't become obsessed about what should I do to engage them. What should I do to engage them? You don't keep on planning minute by minute, because you know that your only goal is to serve them, and they come with their own agenda. And when your purpose is only to serve them in the moment, you will be in full alignment with their agenda of learning. And that's when the participant connects with you heart to heart. And that's how it becomes a heart-centered approach to transformation. Ask yourself, how can I serve you better? How can I serve you better? And this is what I ask every day when I go to work, or when I go to my speaking engagements or training engagements, or sit in my coaching sessions. And then coming up with ideas is very easy, because nature wants you to serve others. And when you are in alignment with nature's goal to serve others, you make space for brilliant insights which move you, which prompt you from within to be very natural, open, and sharing through your transformative sessions. Well, here's one question that could transform your life. I don't want you to believe it because I say it. I want you to explore with it. I want you to experiment with it. I want you to meditate on this question for a few days and let me know your experience. What kind of insights you get? What kind of ideas you get? What kind of natural strategies pop up in your head? And what happens to your relationships at work? What happens to your relationships with your clients? What happens to your relationships with your friends? What happens to your relationship with your family members? What happens to your relationship with your customers? Because of you asking this one question every moment, and during the interaction, before the interaction, and after the interaction. How can I serve you better? Probably you can design the whole client experience, the whole customer experience. You can design the whole participant experience. You can design the whole workshop experience based on the answers that pop up when you keep asking yourself this one question. How can I serve you better? Imagine your ideal client Imagine your colleague, imagine your family member, imagine your friend. Put your personal opinions aside for a while about who deserves my service and who doesn't deserve my service. And ask this one question when you start serving others. If you really want to double your impact, if you really want to increase your influence without being manipulative, strategic, and too much of in your head, when you start asking this one question to increase your impact and double your influence, how can I serve you better? Try this. Share your comments and share your opinions. Post you reflect on this question for a while, for a few days in fact. I'm sure you will have better results and you will have increased your impact without being a person.